Let's pretend that you grow up in a third world country, all right? And when you're growing up, your family's poor, you guys barely have any food to eat, and as you evolve, you have a different appreciation for food than somebody who was born here in the United States, that's where I live, who grew up rich, who had wealthy parents, and food was never an issue, right? If we have both of these people and they grow up, they evolve, this first guy really appreciates food. This second guy has never really thought about appreciating food, doesn't even really understand what that means, right? So even though these are both humans, their experiences have shaped the way that they look at the world, the way that they think. When you are in a meeting, a discussion, a disagreement, and you feel like, oh man, this is a personal attack, you have to remember at the end of the day, everybody's different. And that person's experience is different than yours. What, wherever they worked, however they were raised, whatever failures they had, it has molded them into how they think, into how they process issues, into what they prioritize. So if you're bringing an idea to a meeting, if you're having a conversation with someone and they disagree with your train of thought, it's so easy to take that as a personal rejection when you really need to consider, you know what? Even though we both have a brain and our brains are quite similar, we have different inputs. Our experiences, our genetics, our parents, our culture, where we grew up. This has shaped our way of thinking. And I remember I read a book or article or something, and there was this quote, not a quote, there was a segment, a part of the book that said something like this. I'm going to butcher it right now because I don't recall, but it was something along the lines of, if we took into consideration what someone's background is, their genetics, their experiences, and we put ourselves genuinely in their shoes, we might think and act the exact same way as them. The exact same way. I hope that makes sense. Because when I first came across this thought process, it gave me so much peace of mind. Like, you know what? Maybe if I did think like Joe Schmo, I would think my idea is a bad idea too. Maybe if I did think like Jane Doe, yeah, maybe I wouldn't like chocolate. I like vanilla. It doesn't matter, right? So anytime you feel yourself taking a rejection personally, a disagreement personally, just remember that, you know what? Maybe if I was them, I'd view this situation exactly like they do. And more often than not, you probably would. Because if you did grow up in a poor country or a third world country and you grew up poor and you had parents who weren't wealthy and food was always something difficult to come by, you would have a big appreciation for food, would you not? Of course. Yeah. And that's all you need to do. This is how you're going to gain a lot more peace of mind when you're in meetings and discussions and whatever it is you do. You're going to gain so much more peace of mind because you're going to remember that, you know what? Not everybody sees the world like I do. It may feel at times that they should. It may feel, I know from experience, it may feel at times that the way you think is so fucking logical, so sound, so bulletproof that nobody could phase it. But again, boom, I throw you in another country, a different environment, different parents, different circumstances. You ain't thinking anything like this, right? You're thinking completely different. So I encourage you to try this out. Next time you're in a situation where you're feeling like, oh, man, I'm getting frustrated. They should see it exactly like me. I brought in all the evidence. Sometimes people just won't. And that's all right. As long as you remember that if you were them, maybe you think like them too. You're going to feel so much more peace when people disagree with you, when people shut down your ideas, when people think the way you think is dumb. You're going to feel so much better. It's like me, right? I used to be super shy growing up. I used to struggle a lot with confidence and starting conversations, continuing conversations, so on and so forth. That's why I do what I do and why I talk about what I talk about. But somebody else who maybe didn't have those circumstances, in fact, I know these people because they comment on my stuff all the time. They'll be like, this is dumb. This is so obvious. This is so common sense. No. It's common sense to you, not to others like me or like you who either maybe had experiences that they didn't like, maybe have some genetic dispositions, maybe you're an introvert, maybe you are, I don't know, shy, maybe you're socially awkward, whatever the case may be. These things don't come easy to you, right? So have some empathy, have some understanding that at the end of the day, we're all just humans. We're all just trying to survive. We're just trying to do our best. More often than not, that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to do our best. And if you were somebody else, what their life experiences, you'd probably think just like them. All right? I hope this gives you some relief, some peace of mind going forward in any type of social situation, circumstance, whatever. I mean, again, it could be as simple as you trying to talk to an attractive woman. If she rejects you in a nasty way, it's so easy to be like, oh, yeah, well, fuck that. Well, she's such an XYZ, blah, blah, blah. It's so easy to get upset. But what you may not have considered is the last 3 times she was approached, those dudes approached her in a nasty way. So now she's conditioned. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying you're wrong. But maybe if you were her, maybe you'd do exactly what she just did to you. Food for thought. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I got some resources as well in the description. If you're somebody that wants to communicate with impact, you can check that out. There's a free guide for you. If you're somebody that wants to learn how to start conversations comfortably with women or with anybody, I also have another free guide for you as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for giving me your most precious asset, your time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.